Hello and welcome everybody, it's Karen. I am making some more masculine cards today. Now, I know masculine cards are tough for most of us to make. I've got 4 sons and my husband, and we were having a chat about this one day, and the verdict was they don't like hearts and flowers, anything shiny and pearly that I love to put on my cards. But then my husband piped up and said, well, if it has a duck on it, that makes it more masculine. So I'm going with that. He's going to have lots of cards out of this collection. But then another son said, well, Mom, the problem is guys don't really give each other cards. And I kind of think he's right. I think there are some men that definitely would, but generally, I don't think it's a guy kind of thing to do. So then it just kind of made me think, well, okay, so then they're going to get whatever I enjoy making, and that's going to be it. But this collection, I think, makes masculine cards super easy. Now you can see that these images are really outdoorsy kinds of images. They're really pretty sunset pictures taken at a lake. These are the embossed tags and tickets, so there are lots of little sentiments in this particular collection. And this is also one of the embossed collections, and they are perforated. You just pop these out, and so they are quick and simple. Now, the cut aparts, which I'm going to show you now, I actually think these are a very good value. There are 6 different sheets here, 6 different designs, and there are 3 sets of those 6 designs. They come on a very thick cardstock. It's 300 GSM, so really durable cardstock. And all the same images as you saw in the embossed ones. If you want, you can emboss your own with a bit of glossy accents. So I've used those interchangeably on this video. Now, as you can see, I just cut that pattern piece of paper apart, and I'm popping this little duck image up on some scrap green cardstock and putting that right on my card front. This is a super quick and easy card, you guys. I've die cut the wishes, once from the same green cardstock and twice more from white scrap cardstock, and I've mounted it on a little piece of slightly green tinted vellum. Now I've popped this little dog up on foam tape. This is exactly like my dog, except mine is a Labrador Retriever, so short-haired. But I love that dog. It just has the same color as mine. Now, just to add a bit more, I am using glossy accents on the wishes sentiment, and I've set that aside to dry while I make this next card. So as you saw, that's a scrap of the Watercolor Sublime cardstock, and I have the patterned waves stencil here that I've put on top of it. Now I'm applying my Liquitex Gloss Heavy Gel right over top. I didn't tint this at all with ink this time. I've left it just as the gel. And here it is when it dries, so it goes very clear and translucent, very shiny. But I love that you get that subtle wave texture in the background. Now I've cut a little piece of fishing line there, and I'm just attaching that with some double-sided tape to the back of these 2 fish. These fish came from the cut aparts. I don't think there are any in the embossed die cuts. And so I'm just wrapping that over the top of my front panel, sort of twisting that to the back so that I can hold that down. It's a little bit awkward. But then on the back, I just adhered that with some more double-sided tape. And then on the front, I decided with that bigger fish to put a little bit of double-sided foam tape behind it just to give it a bit more interest and have it stand out from the front of the card. And then I did add a bit of glue to the back of this smaller fish. I just wasn't sure with that glossy gel how well that tape would stick down. So I'm just sticking this first fish down, and then I'll remove the release paper on the bigger fish on the foam tape there and adhere that one. And I love those fish hanging down. I'm actually going to give this card to one of my sons. He loves to go fishing, so this is going to be his birthday card. So once those were on, I've just adhered this panel now straight to the left. I didn't mount this one or anything. It was one of those 3 pieces of pattern paper that I had cut apart earlier. And I've just added some of those sentiments that came from the tags and tickets embossed die cuts. So that was this card, and I just think that's kind of a fun masculine card. It was so quick and easy. I've stamped on the insides, and there it is. Now here's this Wishes card now that that glossy accents has dried, just so you can see what it looks like. That was a textured paper, so you can see that through that glossy accents, and I've just added the birthday at the bottom there. Now I had made a second one of these, and it's slightly different. So on the left is the embossed die cut, on the right is the cut apart, so it's not got any shine to it. But the right one, I also embossed the background with the wood panels embossing folders, so I just thought I'd show you those two as two more ideas. Now I've got the Rainbow Poppy sentiment sheets, and I've cut apart those two little tags that you see there. This corrugated cardstock I've had forever in my stash, and today is the day I finally got around to using that. And these brads I've also had forever, so this was like a clean out your stash day for me. I don't think I'd even use those arrow brads at all, but you can see I've popped one up on the left there, and then I've adhered all those images straight down to that cardstock, and I just mounted those brads on, and that was this card. And honestly, it was such a fast card. Now I had this postage stamp image. I think this was from the cut aparts. I'm not entirely sure. And I was trying to figure out where to put it on the envelope. I just wanted to use it. So I have flipped my envelope over, and I flipped the image over so I could see where to put the glue. And I'm just going to attach this to that flap as if it was like a wax seal, so that in case I mail this card, then it's not where the stamp should go. So there's that set. So those are the ones I've made today. Now I have made quite a few more cards. I've got a friend who has a cottage in Quebec here in Canada, and she goes all the time to the cottage, and I thought she would love some of these cards. She's always got lots of people that go there with her, so these particular cards I thought could be fun invitations or thank you cards, but they're all about the lake. They could all be for men that go. Her husband goes with his friends, so they could all be used interchangeably for any of that. And so I'm just showing you these really quickly. They were all super easy. As you can see, it's just a matter of adding them on, gluing the images on. Some of them I embossed the background. This one I turned into a get well card. I thought it could be used for that. I've popped up that center image and added in a few little die cuts to it. This one I took, the background is from that Forest Trip collection, and I just like that collection also. I kind of think it's more masculine. But I've just popped those ducks up on it because they were the male ducks, and made that a Father's Day card. And then finally, these butterflies came from the cut aparts, and I thought I couldn't let them go to waste, so this is a more feminine card. But I used those up. So I'm going to just leave you with pictures of all those cards I've just done. I hope I've given you some inspiration today. It's such an easy collection to use for more masculine cards, and I think that's kind of what we need. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.